Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I did talk with her, and we did get past just written or signaled and into some verbal.
Okay, yeah, I noticed that in cluster, that it was mainly signaling,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we talked about that
which
a
is a
little bit.
step.
Right. Well, and I think that grade level too, because you guys will talk
Mhm.
about that as a grade level sum
Yes.
with what she's doing.
Mhm.
So she did talk about that and those opportunities for assessment, which was nice because that tied to the big rubric area for this cycle. So I'm in there.
Okay.
On this
Thursday.
day, yeah. And you were checking in here. What can you tell me about?
This was a lot more about questions in the text and how we could put that with if I'm finding this out, then how will this help the other animal? It was it got a little, it was turning into more comprehension questions that I think she was getting from the basal.
So more about the content, understand the
Yes.
content of the story, which will get kids there,
Yes.
but it wasn't that clear modeling.
Yeah, so I tried to bring it back where, but right now you're just trying to introduce that language of if I'm finding this out, then I will continue to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Brought that back a couple times, still wasn't sure that I was getting there.
So I've got that meeting tomorrow morning, but
Mhm.
maybe I'll make a point to go in right here because she is absolutely fine with that team teaching, just sliding
Yes,
in, jumping
and she was
in.
fine in our conversation when we were going back and forth. One thing that I said was, you might want to get to some of those questions, maybe the next day, revisit the text and,
Okay.
this is more finding out how the text is structured and if you're finding out, that I wasn't familiar with the text, but.
Okay. That gives me a really good idea of what, it's not a surprise, but a place to go there to
Yeah.
help with that.
Yeah,
And
and
that
then
would
I
give
did
me a
get her
chance.
I did bring up, okay, so if you're gonna do that whole group, what will that look like? And then she
Mhm.
said, I'll probably do a couple different examples.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, and then what will you have them do? Because I know that
Good.
I didn't use the term IGP, but I know that that's what she's.
So
her
if I don't see
activities.
her take that initiative, then jumping in there, that would be a really good.
And then she said
spot to
that this
do it.
would be a good time to have them turn and talk,
Excellent.
so.
Her last IGP entry was talking about how using what you had shown her, how to do
Oh,
with PIC